Hey, Mom. Do you have a second? There is something that I would really like to talk to you about if you have a moment. Actually, it's about work. I'm going to be promoted to branch chief of my office. Wait, what? How did this come about? What happened? How did it come about? What do you mean? I thought that you might be a little more happy about this. I mean, I'm only in my 30s and a woman being promoted to this position. No one has ever done that here before. What? And do you think that that is worth coming to brag to me about? Are you serious? What do you want me to do with this information? Are you going to be sending me money then? Is that what you've come to tell me? What? No, Mom, that isn't even what I said. I was just really happy to get this news and thought that you might want to hear about it too. I just thought you would be happy for me. Erin, you know very well that it doesn't really matter to me whether or not you get promoted at work. That kind of business doesn't concern me one bit. Why did you even bother coming to me if this was all you had to say? Mom, please. I'm sorry if this is bothering you, but you don't have to say things like that to me. I just can't believe that I have a daughter who is so absorbed with work that that is all she can ever talk about. When I think about you compared to your sweet little sister, Maeve, I just can't help but be embarrassed for you. But Mom, that's not fair. I work really, really hard and have always done so my whole life. If you want to talk about working hard, then why don't you do what Maeve did and find a nice man to settle down with? She did. She married a doctor, you know. And now she is my sweet little angel. Unlike you. Well, at least I can feel good knowing that I have one good daughter. Yes, Mom. I know that Maeve has gotten married. For some reason, you think that you have to remind me every single time that we talk. Well, then maybe you should finally realize that I only do so because I want you to learn from her. I mean, surely there must be a couple of rich men around the office who you could see yourself marrying, no? Mom, if I get married, I don't want it to be just for my husband's money. I want something deeper and more fulfilling than that. Oh, please. We all know that is just an excuse that you give everyone. We both know that you're just too ugly to actually land anybody worthwhile. Honestly, sometimes I really do wonder how a gorgeous woman such as myself was able to give birth to such a little gremlin. I mean, even Maeve took after me and got my looks. I guess they must have just skipped over you. Mom, why do you always have to compare the two of us? Dad never did that. He never tried to make us compete and loved us both equally. Well, no wonder he did. I'm sure your ugly father saw his ugly self in you every time he had to look at your ugly face. Are you being serious right now? You know that Dad wasn't even ugly. Sure, he might not have been a model, but he certainly wasn't ugly. Besides, you were the one that married him in the first place. So what do you think that that says about you? And why do you think it's okay to talk about your husband like that in the first place anyway? Erin, the reason that I married your father was because he was one of the senior managers at his firm, which was, at the time, one of the most prosperous in the country. Not only that, but even among his other friends from the company, your father's salary was far and away the largest of them all. Do you really not see any problem with the way that you're describing your marriage to Dad? How can you speak about your own marriage like it was a business deal? Why does it matter to you how I talk about my marriage, huh? Besides, it isn't like the old geezer is around to even hear what I'm saying about him. At least he left with a good life insurance policy. It has made living on my own quite easy now. But even that money is already starting to dry up. Why couldn't that man have sprung for the deluxe plan? At least that way his death would have bought me a little more time not having to work. Mom, didn't you spend most of the money that Dad left you on gambling and slot machines? I can't believe what you're saying in spite of that. I mean, Dad worked so hard all of his life to be able to provide for us. I just can't understand you. That's right. That's another thing you two have in common. You are only good for working and nothing else. So you might as well start working for my sake too if you want to be like your father so much. That was all your father was good for, but at least he saw it as his purpose in life. He never once complained about being the breadwinner. He was more than content to fulfill that role in life. I really don't think that's true. Even up to the day he died, he was always worried that you and Maeve still seemed to not know how to save or spend money wisely. He complained about it quite a bit, actually. What are you talking about, young lady? Neither I nor your sister have any trouble managing our money, I'll have you know. You just don't understand. It's not that the two of us spend a lot of money. It is that the upkeep on being this beautiful just costs a lot more than it does for someone ugly such as you. You just don't know the kind of expenses that get racked up looking this good. Well, sure. I will admit that I never really got into cosmetics or beauty products in general, so I can't really speak to their price, no. Oh, please, dear. It isn't that you never got into them. You really must stop with all of these silly excuses. This is your mother that you are talking to, after all. You wouldn't suit even the nicest brands if you did care to try them on. I seriously doubt that you could make anything look good on you. I mean, your face alone would distract so much from whatever clothes you tried to fit in. People would be too busy staring in horror at your face to even take notice of your outfit. Why do you always have to be so mean to me? I'm your daughter, too. Can't you see that you talking like that is just really hurtful? I only reached out to you today because I wanted to share a little bit of good news from my life, and you have to go and ruin it by comparing me to Maeve and making me feel horrible about myself. I got a big promotion at work. Why isn't that enough to be happy for me? What are you talking about? You think that I ought to be proud of you just because you're my daughter? Do you really think that you can get off so easily? Besides, why would I be happy about your promotion? Huh? What about it made you think that I would care one way or the other? If you really want to try and make me happy, then come back to me once you're engaged to a doctor or a lawyer or someone who will make us some actual money. Okay? Find a rich man to settle down with and who is going to make sure that we're taken care of, and then maybe I'll change my mind about you. But until that day, you are always going to be my useless other child that I will shudder to mention after bragging about how great Maeve is to everyone. But, Mom, how can you say that I'm useless? Dad died 9 years ago, and every single month since then, I have been sending you money to help you live on your own. And let me guess, you expect me to be grateful to you for that? You really think that I ought to say thank you just for doing your duty to me as the oldest child? Give me a break, Erin. No, Mom. I'm not doing it because I want you to thank me or anything like that. I just didn't think it was fair that you called me useless. You're pathetic, Erin. Just like your father was. He complained about how I never thanked him either. But the fact is that he was making so much money, so of course he should have to share it with me. And the same goes for you. I'm your poor widowed mother, and now you expect me to grovel before you just for a little spending money. I'm sorry, Mom, but you're making it really hard to have any kind of pity for you right now. I mean, you didn't even seem all that upset even after Dad died. More like you were relieved almost. Especially once you realized how much you would be getting from his life insurance policy and the payout from his company. And so what if I was? What business is it of yours how I spent that money? Besides, your father was 10 years older than me. It isn't like we didn't know he was going to be the one who died first. Especially once he started to need in-home nursing. I was just glad that he didn't end up spending too much on that before he left. But I knew that the real reason he hired the nurse was just to please you, since he knew you would be so upset. What do you mean he thought that I would be upset? Well, that's just how he was. He knew how much you were always trying to watch over him and make sure he was taking care of his health like the worrywart you are. So when you suggested to him that he get a live-in nurse, he basically agreed for your sake. Well, I only suggested it because you seem to have zero interest in making sure that he was taken care of at home after his health started declining, Mom. That kind of work just really doesn't suit me. I didn't marry your dad so that in the future I would have to take care of some doddering old man. I'm sorry, but that is just not for me. Even after all the hard work that Dad put in to make sure that you never wanted for anything, how can you talk about the man that you married like that? I'm sure if he could hear what you are saying right now, that he would be rolling in his grave. Well then, I guess that it is a good thing that he's dead and that neither of us have to worry about him anymore. Mom! Please! How can you say something like that? That's awful! The only awful thing around here is your face, Aaron. If you really want to make me happy that badly, then you go and find a rich man willing to settle for someone like you, and you make him yours. You know, I can't even stand looking at you because you look so much like him. And you just remind me of what a disappointment he was. Aaron, are you there? I'm just messaging to tell you that I changed my mind and I don't want you to come over today. What? Why not? What happened? Well, your sister messaged me recently and told me that she was coming home to visit soon. She's just such a good girl, isn't she? Always worried about and coming to check up on her mom. Yeah, that's great. Well, I guess that she was worried about me since she knows that I live all alone. Oh, really? Is that what's going on then? Yes, it is. She really is such a sweet girl. Not only does she just have an angelic face, but her heart is just as pure. She really is the perfect daughter. But that still doesn't explain why I can't come over as planned. Because I don't want you getting in the way of me and my perfect daughter catching up with each other. Do you understand? If you were there, it would throw off the whole energy of our reunion and ruin everything. There is something truly harmonious that is achieved when you have two beautiful people together in a room. And that won't happen if you bring your ugliness here with you. What does that even mean? I have never heard anyone say that ever. Do you genuinely believe that, Mom? I don't believe it, Aaron. I know it. And maybe if you were any prettier, then you would know it too. But you aren't, and you don't. Well, okay. If you don't want me to come visit, then I will keep away. No problem there. Thank you. You should have just said that you understand in the first place and not made me waste any more energy responding to you. Besides, whenever you come over, you always start touching and moving things, and it drives me crazy. For example, every time you have been over, I have caught you digging through my fridge and throwing perfectly good food out. It isn't perfectly good food, Mom. I check through your fridge because you always have so many expired things in there whenever I come over. I just really hope that you are not eating old food like that when I'm not there. You could get really sick, you know. And we aren't talking just a couple days past expiration. I can smell some of the things in there when I open the fridge doors. Well then, just don't open it. Besides, it is like that because I don't cook for myself anymore. Most days, I just have food delivered here. But don't you think that eating out all the time might start to add up? How much do you spend in a week on that? And what about cleaning the house? Every time that I've been over, it is just a big mess. I've even stopped by your place on the way back from work just to clean up sometimes. And who asked you to do that, huh? I never remember asking for any of your help. You really are just like your father. Always doing things that you think are useful around the house, just so that you can try and guilt me into liking you. Well, I didn't like when your dad did it, and I certainly don't like that you're continuing it. I am just saying that ever since Dad passed away, your house has been a real mess. You are just being overdramatic. It isn't a mess at all. It just needs to be cleaned a bit more now and then, but it is hardly as bad as you are saying. Well, if you think so, then I'm glad that that is how you see things. But I'm just trying to suggest that maybe you do some of that cleaning yourself from time to time. Thank goodness. I am so relieved. And do you want to know why? It is because I will be getting to spend some quality time with my daughter. The one that I love. Oh, so I'm not even your daughter anymore. Do you even think of us as family at this point, Mom? Of course I don't. Who even are you again? I forget. Why am I messaging you right now? Are you being serious right now? I can't believe what I'm reading. Oh, what's the matter? Did you really think that I thought of us as family? Me and you? No, you are nothing to me. Besides, just think about it. You don't even look like me or your sister. Even if we were all to go out in public, no one would think that you are related to the two of us. I have actually never once even thought of you as my daughter. How can you say something so cruel to someone that you gave birth to? Of course I'm your daughter. Why else do you think that I have been sending you money every month for the past 9 years? I've been working hard to support you ever since Dad died. At least, that's what I've always told myself. Oh, please. Again with the money. Honestly, how long are you going to try and hold this over my head? Do you really think that a measly $2,000 a month is even that much? Are you kidding me right now? Are you really complaining about how much I sent to you? How much you sent me? More like how little. Do you know how quickly you can burn through $2,000 just on essentials alone? It barely even lasts me the week. What are you spending $2,000 a week on? What could you possibly be buying that is that expensive? I already told you. Pretty people like your sister and I live in a completely different world from ugly people like you. We need to spend money on things that you haven't even heard of just to keep up our appearances. And maybe if you would listen to what I am trying to tell you, then you would understand that $2,000 a month is hardly anything to be proud of. Besides, no matter how much you send me, it doesn't change the fact that Maeve married a doctor whose parents both made their fortunes on the stock market. Whenever Maeve and her man come to visit me, they always bring me lots and lots of money. More than you could ever afford. I see. Do they really now? That's right. And her husband even said that he would promise to support me financially for the rest of my life. I didn't even ask him to. He just said that to me. So it's not just Maeve, but even her husband knows how to show his love and respect for his elders. Well, I guess you and Maeve really do have more in common with each other than with me, don't you? That's right. We're both perfect. And now that she has found such a rich man to settle down with, I will be set for life. I don't need you anymore. You've outlived your usefulness to me. Is that really how you feel about me, Mom? How can you say such things? I don't know what I did to deserve this. What are you talking about? Of course I am sure. And how dare you doubt me? I don't need an ugly daughter like you in my life anymore. I don't need you coming around here or sneaking around my home anymore. You remind me too much of your father, and I just don't have to deal with you in my life anymore. All you do is bring ugliness into my home and make me upset. The fact that I even have to call you my daughter makes me ashamed. Mom, please. Don't you think you are taking all of this just a little too far now? Listen to what you're saying. Taking it too far. Oh no. I am just getting started. I've barely even said how I really feel. Let me tell you a story. Recently, a new person moved into a house down the street from me. They were asking about you since you were coming over once every couple of weeks, and I told them that you were just the maid that I hired to clean my house every now and then. What? Mom? How could you say something like that? That's horrible! You didn't even tell your neighbor that I'm your daughter? Please. Do you really think I would tell anyone that didn't need to know that someone as ugly as you is actually my daughter? I only brag about Maeve being my daughter, but you… Well, what my friends and neighbors don't know won't hurt them. I get it, Mom. You were always told how pretty you were ever since you were little. And ever since I was little, I always wanted to be on your good side. I always worked so hard so that you would notice me. Erin, just looking at your face makes me sick. It always has. Every time I had to look at that hideous mug, it seriously made me wonder how I could have given birth to a daughter like you. If it wasn't me who had to carry you, I would have doubted that you were my daughter in the first place. So then, you've always felt this way about me? You've always hated me this much? I don't know what to say anymore. Well, it is about time that you finally realized it, to be honest. Honestly, I knew you were ugly, but now I guess we can add stupid and slow to your list of traits, huh? I only have one daughter, and her name is Maeve. I don't need or want you anymore, Erin. Well, fine then. If that is really how you feel, then that's just fine, Mom. I get it. What do you get? Don't pretend like you understand anything about me. What? Are you going to cut me off or something? Stop talking to me entirely. Go ahead. I have been waiting for the day when you would finally just cut yourself out of my life. I have worked so hard for you for so long, and the whole time I told myself that I was doing it for my family. For my mother. Ugh. Why do you always have to be so depressing, huh? Besides, this isn't even about you. And I already explained that I don't need you or your help anymore. Okay, fine. I get it. Well, good. Now leave me alone. Hey, Erin. What is the matter with you? How come you still haven't sent me this month's payment? I just went to the ATM and it says the money still hasn't been deposited. Huh? Don't play stupid with me, young lady. I am talking about the money you owe me for this month. That is the bare minimum that you can do for me, so get on it. You're already late sending it, but don't make me wait any longer. Send me that money right now. Why should I have to send you money? Why? Just who do you think you are? It is your duty to send me money. You have to. Duty? How do you figure that? I really don't see it that way. What has gotten into you? What are you talking about? I am saying that I will not be sending you any more money. What? I don't understand. Did you lose your job or something? No, I still have my new job. I told you I got promoted. It is just that you said $2,000 a month was hardly anything for you. Even though I budget really carefully to be able to send you that much. Even though I have worked for almost a decade to try and provide for you. You told me that you didn't need the money anymore. In fact, you said it barely even helped you afford your essentials anyways. Well, what? Did I say something like that? And thank goodness that you asked me to stop. Do you know what it is like to suddenly have $2,000 a month that you never used to have before? Wait, actually, I guess you would know exactly what that is like. Wait a second. Just hold on now. I never said that I don't need that money. Where did you get that idea from? What do you mean? I don't know how else I could possibly read the messages that you were sending me. Are you saying that you didn't mean what you said? No. Of course I meant what I said. $2,000 is nothing to me. But I will still take the money. I mean, after all, sending it to me is really the least that you can do. But I don't really see why I should send money to someone that I have nothing to do with. It doesn't really make sense to me. Someone you have nothing to do with? What are you talking about? What is that supposed to mean? I am your mother! What? But I thought you said that you don't even think of me as your daughter. Don't you remember? You told me that you hated looking at my face and didn't want me in your life anymore. Well, yes, that's right. I don't want to deal with you ever again, but I will take your money. After all, it isn't like they print your face on the bills or anything like that. But you told me that you didn't need my money anymore since Maeve's rich doctor husband said that he was going to provide for you for as long as you lived. Remember? Right, well, The thing about that is that he forgot to bring me my money the last time that he and Maeve came over, so… Oh, what? Did he really? I guess you better ask him to bring you double next time he comes around, huh? I don't know. I was talking to Maeve about what happened, and she said that they got into some kind of fight and that she didn't think he would be bringing me anything for a little bit. So I just have to wait for them to make up. And then it is all going to start rolling in. Until then, though, you need to keep up your payments to me and quit slacking. Oh no. Are they having some marital issues? I certainly hope that it isn't anything too serious for them. It would just be awful if they didn't make up. That's right. Now hurry up and pay me what you owe me. I haven't got all day, Aaron. Nah. I'm fine, thanks. I don't think I would send you a single penny even if you begged for it. I guess you'll just have to hope things go well for Maeve and her husband. Stubborn girl. Just like your father. Fine. Then could you at least come by the house, please? I have some things here for you. You want me to come by the house? And just why do you think that I would want to do that? Well, your sister's visit turned into a bit of an extended stay. All she does is eat and sleep and leaves her garbage all over the place. Do you think you could at least come over and clean up the house like you used to? It could really use it. Are you kidding me right now? No, really, is this supposed to be some kind of joke? Why would I do something like that? Why would I go to some stranger's house and do their cleaning for them? What do you think I am? Some kind of maid or something like that? But I was just… well, you just used to is all. By the way, if you want my perspective, I don't think that Maeve is going to be moving out from your place anytime soon. What? Well, what makes you say that? Because Maeve cheated on her husband and he threw her out of the house. Why do you think she has been there for so long? What do you mean? How do you know that? Of course, I also assume that he is going to divorce her and claim some fat alimony when it is all over. You don't know what you're talking about. What makes you so confident about all of this? Maeve hasn't said anything of the sort, so why should I trust you? Well, if she told the truth about what had really happened, then you would have never let her come over to stay in the first place, right? Don't you see? Maeve doesn't have anywhere else she can go right now. You were so focused on getting money from her husband that you didn't even stop to try and understand the wider picture. I mean, did you even wonder why she was going to be staying with you for so long in the first place? No, this can't be. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm telling the truth. Maeve cheated on her husband, and now the two of them are about to get divorced. Her husband came to me to talk about it in the first place. He even showed me proof that he had, which showed that Maeve really was cheating. It's all true. So, she really did cheat on her husband. That's right. But it doesn't stop there. She didn't just cheat on him. Apparently, she also racked up quite a debt on gambling. She was taking out her husband's money in secret and using it to play online poker while he was away at work. I imagine that he was probably going to be demanding that money back in the divorce as well. But he can't do that. They're married. What is his should be hers. Honestly, to divorce over something as simple as that. It sounds like her husband is just cheap and didn't want to help support his wife's family anymore. It wasn't just the money that he put into their joint account. Maeve was taking directly from his savings. The savings that he had been building up since before the two of them were married. She stole his credit card and copied down all the information so that she could use it without his permission. I don't believe this. So then that means that neither of them are going to be giving me any money anymore? That's right. In fact, Maeve is going to owe her soon-to-be ex-husband a ton, it seems. But at least you two have each other for support, right? This isn't a joke. This is serious. This can't be happening. I don't need Maeve living here with me with that kind of debt on her shoulders. A girl like that is no daughter of mine. Aw, but I thought she was your perfect daughter. I thought that you could see so much of yourself in her. Isn't that what you said? No, you misunderstood. I said that I had no other daughter but you. Of course I always thought of you as my daughter, Erin. So please, just send me the money like you used to. And if you would be so kind as to make it a little more this time. Well, you may be ready and willing to take me back as your daughter, but I have no intention of taking you back as my mother. What are you saying? I'm your mother. Surely we can put any disagreements we've had behind us and make up. Right? How about I go to your house and we talk this out in person? My house? And just what do you mean by that? I mean, I'll go wherever you're living right now. Maybe the two of us could even move in together. That way I wouldn't have to pay any rent. And just why would I want to let you move into my house? Well, ever since Maeve came back, she hardly even leaves her room. She spends all day inside doing nothing but eating my food. Maybe this way I can just sell the house and we can live together. It really is all about the money for you, isn't it? Well, I refuse. But why? I don't get it. It doesn't matter. You don't have to. Besides, I don't even live in the country anymore. Wait, what? What do you mean? Where are you right now? I tried telling you about my new position, but you wouldn't let me give you all the details. I wanted to mention to you how I would have the opportunity to apply to overseas positions within my company. I was actually thinking of applying for one of them, but wanted to message you first since I was worried about how you would get along without me. But then you just kept pushing and finally started saying things like how you didn't even want me around. You said that we weren't even family anymore, and I took what you said to heart. So then, you're already living in some foreign country? That's right. And I am much happier here than I ever was living near to you. Well, where are you living? It must be lonely for you to have gone somewhere new all by yourself. I'll go to you and help you out. You don't have to go through this alone. I don't really feel like telling you where I've gone to, actually. And I have no problem living on my own. You should know that about me by now. And I certainly don't want you here with me. I already know that you wouldn't bother doing any of the housework. Besides, you don't even speak the language. You would just expect me to buy and do everything for you while you leeched off me like the parasite that you are. So no, I will not be sending you any more money ever. And I certainly have no intention of ever letting you live with me. This is the happiest I have ever been in my whole life. Well then, what about me? Am I just supposed to keep living with Maeve even though she is going to have all this debt? I don't really care what you choose to do with her. That is your business, not mine. We're not family anymore, remember? So why should I care? Erin, how can you be so cruel to your own mother like this? My who? Sorry, what did you just say? You're no mother of mine. Please, enough games. Just help us. You're the only one that I can turn to now. At least start sending me money again. That is the least that you could do. What are you talking about? Don't you have Social Security or something? I do, but I spend all of it every month. Oh wow, that sounds really rough. I guess maybe that is where Maeve got all her bad saving habits from. Anyways, at least the two of you have that in common. Please, Erin, you can't just leave us like this. You have got to help us. Actually, I really don't. Thanks for the suggestion, though. Please, I apologize for everything. I swear it. Everything I've ever said up to now, I'm sorry. It is far, far, far too late for you to try and apologize to me now. No, it isn't too late. Don't say that. We can make up. All right, you don't seem to get it. I'll be leaving now. Erin, wait. Please come back. I'm so sorry. You're all I have left in this life. You can't just abandon your mother. Help me. Maeve continued to hole herself up in Mom's house. She refused to even look for a job and just ate and slept all day. In order to get by, Mom had to start working again and found several part-time jobs that keep her busy from day to night. Unfortunately for her, however, most of what she makes goes into paying off Maeve's debts. She usually barely has enough money to afford groceries after she makes those payments. As for Maeve, her new lazy lifestyle resulted in some huge weight gains, and she hardly resembles the person that she used to be. On the other hand, Mom was working so hard that she started losing lots of weight and looks more like a fragile old woman than she ever did before. One day, Mom sent me a photo of the two of them begging for help. It was then that I realized that I forgot to block her number. A problem I soon remedied. I never bothered mentioning this to my family, but the reason I took the overseas transfer was because my fiancé at the time was working at the same office. I didn't even learn this until recently, but both his parents are wealthy investors with huge assets. I know for a fact that if my mom knew about that, she would be even more determined to try and find a way to weasel her way back into my good graces. Thankfully, I haven't heard a word from her ever since I blocked her. Now I live a happy life with my new husband far away from my troubled past. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this. Claire, my dear daughter-in-law, might I have a word? I must ask, why on earth did you insist on living so far from us? It's quite the excursion I must make simply to pay my son a visit. I'm exhausted already and I haven't even seen him yet. And another thing, do you have any idea how much it costs to get here? The taxi driver was beaming when he saw the fare. What? You took a taxi to our place? I'm surprised you could even find one. Remind me to teach you about Uber. More importantly, my favorite mother-in-law, where are you right now? What do you mean? Of course I'm at my son's house right now. Keep up, girl. I'm fairly certain I informed him yesterday about my intended visit. Could he have perhaps failed to mention it to you? Oh no, he did manage to remember to actually tell me you'd be coming this time. I'm just a little confused. I didn't think you'd be coming this early. To be honest, you caught me a little off guard. Well, have you tried thinking about it from my perspective? There is nothing for me to do at home. So I thought I'd come by early and prepare dinner. You must be weary with the both of you working and all. Well, sure. Things aren't all that easy when both people are working full-time. Putting that aside for a second, might I ask, how did you get into the house? Did James swing by and let you in or something? Heavens, no! That boy is far too busy for such a waste of time. I was able to enter because I have a spare key. That way no one's time need be wasted. Convenient, wouldn't you say? Huh? Wait, you have a spare key? Why? I think I'd remember if I gave you a spare key to my house. James made me one. Always solving problems before they arise. He's always been so clever. He added that I'm welcome anytime. But of course, who wouldn't welcome their own mother into their home? Could it be that he didn't mention it to you? These things do find their way of slipping through the cracks. No, it seems he conveniently left that part out. I'll have to have a little talk with him when he gets back. Oh, is that so? Well, you mustn't blame him. He has so much on his plate already. In any case, it shouldn't be an issue. We are family, after all. I don't suppose there may be something unsightly lying about that you'd prefer to keep private, is there? No, of course not. We're not a couple of teenagers. We're grown adults. That's not the problem here. Well, in that case, there is no need for concern. It's best that I have access, after all. It's a convenience for you as well, correct? Lighten the burden a bit. If you find yourself too busy, I can do the cleaning. I would be more than happy to cook as well. You mustn't let work get in the way of providing your family with proper meals. We are managing that perfectly fine on our own, thank you very much. And as for that spare key, I would appreciate it if you gave me some heads up about when you are going to drop in. A heads up. Do you mean to tell me I require approval to visit my own family? Whatever for? Is this not my son's home? My own flesh and blood? On what grounds does a mother need permission to visit her son? It's not just your son's home. It's my home too, you know. On top of that, I have my personal belongings, like my work equipment there too. It would be a nightmare if something got broken. Don't worry. I have no intention of laying a finger on any of your belongings. I'm merely trying to support my son while you are out of the house. Surely you wouldn't refuse such a proposal. It seems perfectly reasonable to me. Well, I guess so long as my work stuff is left alone, it shouldn't be a problem. It's settled then. On another note, is it all right for you to be squandering your time like this? Don't you have work to be doing? I'll prepare dinner, so don't trouble yourself about it. Feel free to take your time coming home. Well, all right, if you say so. Oh, Bertha, I'd prefer not to, but I have to ask. Did you happen to go into our bedroom yesterday while you were cleaning? Why, yes, I did. I can't clean without being in the room, can I? What of it? I hope you don't intend to complain about me sacrificing my time to clean your house, do you? I really wish I didn't have to, but I just noticed something was missing from our room. Something personal. You didn't throw anything out or anything, right? Ah, yes. You're talking about those disgusting things, aren't you? There should be no need for such precautions between a husband and wife. And here I was wondering why I didn't have any grandkids, like a fool. I should have suspected as much. That is none of your business. That is between me and my husband. You can't just go around throwing away our things. On top of that, why did you think it was okay to go into someone else's bedroom? Anyone with common sense knows that's wrong. Oh, please. Spare me the melodrama, dear. It's nothing to work oneself into a tither over. There is nothing wrong with a mother entering her son's bedroom. More than that, what you are doing is a problem. That's why no matter how long I wait, I never get a grandchild. Even though James has been so adamant about having children. Don't you feel bad, not performing your duties as a wife? Like I said, that is between him and me, and that's the end of it. We need to save up first if we want kids. If we have a child now, we're going to have to change our work hours, and we can't afford it now. That's why we decided to have a child only when we're ready. Oh dear, that's no way to live. Once you have the child, those little things take care of themselves. You'll see. Also, please don't forget we're here for you as well. If you truly insist on continuing to work, I'd be more than happy to help you with the housework. I can even move in with you two and help you with the housework. Hold on a second. Don't start packing your bags just yet. We haven't talked things through that far yet. If possible, I would have liked to avoid saying this. It's very unpleasant for a woman to hear. However, you leave me no choice. Have you taken your age into consideration? You do realize you are already 25 years old. I was 22 when I had my first child. Of course, at the very least, you'll need to have 3. We must have at least 2 boys, so best to get started immediately. Okay, for 1, we don't get to choose the sex of the child. 2, we don't have nearly enough saved up to properly support even 1 child, let alone 3. Finally, about the whole moving in with us idea, I have to put my foot down on this one. When we do have children, I will be the one to raise them. Thank you very much. I never said I was going to raise them in your stead. And let us be clear, although they may be your children, they will also be my grandchildren. Like the old saying goes, it takes a village to raise a child. I would like for you to reconsider your position on the matter. Don't take this the wrong way, but I'm not so sure about that. I'm the one who bears them, and you're going to be the one raising them. That's how I heard it, at least. Am I wrong? Oh, you're putting words in my mouth now. I didn't mean it like that. And you may be enjoying your work right now, but isn't it lonely for a couple to have no children? It's about time you made James a father already. He's going to get tired of you if you're not careful. Well then, that's just too bad. Nothing you say can change our financial situation. It's just not possible for us right now. The way things stand, we just can't afford to have children. So I again kindly ask that you do not make yourself at home when we're out. And let's stop throwing away other people's personal belongings, shall we? Goodness, you really are an impossible girl. A little charm goes a long way, you know. I'm going to have a conversation with James's father today about this. I'm saying this for your own good. I hope you understand the position you're in. You need to start taking your position as a wife more seriously. Just to confirm, the two of you will be visiting us next week, correct? Yeah, James told me about it already. We're both looking forward to it. I'm probably going to be a bit late because of work. Yes, ever the workhorse, aren't you, dear? You really need more balance in your life. As I'm sure you're aware, James is planning on coming separately to get here earlier. His brother and his family will also be joining us. It'd be rude to keep them waiting. James has been so excited to see his little nephew. Children are such a source of joy. Yeah, I think he mentioned it. Well, enjoy the family time then. I'll get there when I can. Oh, one more thing before I forget. I'm sure you've already thought of it, but since Thomas is coming with his wife and his son, be sure to bring a little something for everyone. It needn't be anything extravagant. Perhaps a nice dessert or the like. Since you'll be late the day of, be sure to prepare it the day before. If you put it together the night before, James can bring it when he comes. So I should prepare something for the whole family to enjoy, right? All right, I got it. I'll pick up a couple things before next week then. Oh, it almost slipped my mind, but there was one more thing I thought I should mention. I spoke with my husband about the conversation we had last time. Once he heard the whole story, what do you think he said? He told me he thinks I did the right thing. You see, anyone with an ounce of sense would do the same. Is that so? It must be nice having a husband who has your back. Speaking of which, I also spoke to James about the matter, and there seems to be some miscommunication. You know, regarding your whole opposition to having children and such. After speaking with him, it seems that, in reality, he is not of the same opinion. Certainly not like you made him out to be, at least. What? Hold on, that can't be right. When did you talk to him? There's no way that can be right. Something's off. I swear we had a long, deep discussion about where we are and where we need to be to support a child, and he was in complete agreement. Dear, you know I wouldn't dream of calling you a liar, but do you expect me to believe you over my own son? Granted, that boy is quite a sensitive soul. Perhaps he was simply too kind to say what he really feels, to avoid hurting you. Then you go and take advantage of his gentle nature and forced him to go along with your little life vision, didn't you? That's not what happened. I would never do something like that. He was totally on board before. Oh? I wonder. Not the impression he gives off, but what do I know? I'm only the woman who gave birth to him. Well, in any case, you simply can't just keep going this way. Something has to give, so to speak. I believe you understand what I'm saying, yes? Yeah, I read you loud and clear. Wonderful! You being a clever girl saves me the tedium of elaboration. You know, Thomas's wife is already carrying their second child. Such a lovely girl. A model wife. You could learn a thing or two from her. Tom's wife is a stay-at-home mom, though. That makes having children a bit easier. Tom makes enough that she can afford to concentrate all her efforts on the family. James and I are unfortunately not in the same boat. What did you say? Are you suggesting James doesn't make enough for you? You would be wise not to bite the hand that feeds you. No, that's not what I meant. I just meant to say things are different for us. If you don't have enough money, you can tighten the purse strings. Maybe cut back on a few luxuries. You can always take on more work. A few more hours here and there. There are plenty of ways to make finances work. If you still don't know how to budget, I'd be happy to share some insight with you. I already work full-time and put in overtime every week. If I take on any more work, I won't be able to do any of the housework. If that's the case, then we can revisit my initial proposal. Let's live together after all. I've given it some thought, but I think I have to pass. Even though you complain about housework and such, you won't accept any help. How selfish can one be? Despite being a working woman, your lack of brains never ceases to astound me. You are not a child. It is time to put your family first. I don't even have the energy to argue anymore. Since we're on the topic, there is one more matter of business. Before you begin the child-making activities, you should go have yourself looked at. You mean go to the doctor? What for? Advice on ovulation cycles or something? No, nothing of the sort. We need to have the doctor check if you're even fertile to begin with. What? You're doubting my ability to get pregnant now? Well, if either of you have any physical problems, the whole process would be a waste of time. Wouldn't you agree? This is out of consideration for both parties. If you turn out to be barren, knock on wood, we will need time for James to find another suitable partner. There's not a moment to lose. Are you telling me to get a divorce if I can't have children? Of course! The entire purpose of marriage is to create progeny, to carry on the family line. A wife who cannot bear children cannot be called a wife at all. So, for all of our sakes, do get yourself tested. It's a small price to pay for peace of mind. Fine. You know what? Have it your way. I'll make an appointment today. That, of course, means James is going to get tested too, right? Oh, I doubt that would be necessary. He is, after all, my child. It's simply unthinkable that he'd have any such defects. Not to be rude, but your pedigree is the one in question here. Just so I'm hearing you right, what you're saying is that it's definitely my fault if it turns out we can't have children? I see you finally put all the pieces together. What a clever girl indeed. Be sure to bring the results when you come next week. Don't go forgetting now. I wish you the best of luck. My grandchildren are counting on it. Sorry for being so late. I just finished work. I'm leaving the office right now. Should I pick anything up on my way over? It's quite late indeed. We're all fine, just bring yourself. It's a shame they work you so hard, though, even keeping you from your family. As for here, we've already begun the cooking. We decided that filet mignon would be appropriate. It wouldn't be proper to serve anything less for a pregnancy celebration. I see. Well, it sounds like everyone is going to have a nice meal. It will still be some time until I arrive, though. Since it is getting late, we unfortunately must begin without you. No need to fret, though. We'll be sure to keep yours in the refrigerator. Thanks for the consideration. I could use a good meal after a long day. I'll be there as soon as I can. Oh, no need to rush, dear. We will all be waiting, so take your time. The food isn't going anywhere either. Thanks. I'll see you when I get there. Hello? I finally got here, but no one is answering. The door is locked, too. Where is everybody? Oh, my apologies. I thought James had contacted you. We've all finished dinner and decided to step out for a bit. Please go on in and help yourself to dinner. The spare key is underneath the flower pot. Feel free to let yourself in. Your food is in the refrigerator. You'll need to heat it up, of course. Oh, thanks, I guess. I'll just go in then and eat. By myself. Alone. You're very welcome. We should all be back in an hour or so. Just look after the house while we're gone. I really hate to be a bother, but I gotta ask one thing. What's the matter? We're trying to enjoy ourselves here. Please don't tell me you can't find the key. Oh no, I got in all right. No problems there. What I wanted to ask was, you said you put the steak in the refrigerator, right? Why, no, we ate all this steak, of course. Oh, forgive me. I see the cause of the confusion. There is no steak for you, dear. Yeah, I see that. What is this? Soup? Yes, nothing like a refreshing bowl of warm soup after a hard day's work. After all, today is to celebrate Thomas's wife. I never said anything about there being steak for you. Uh-huh. So that's how it is. I was expecting something. Wasn't sure what, though. Oh, come now. It's too early for you to be enjoying that kind of expensive meal. Soup should be more than enough for a wife who's abdicating her duties. Yes. For a moment, I had forgotten that my entire worth as a woman is dictated by the contents of my womb. Thanks for the reminder, though. Always keeping me grounded. I sincerely hope I didn't hurt your feelings. It's just that there is a proper way of these things. Surely you understand. Not at all. Actually, I'm grateful. Thanks to this, I finally made up my mind. And it's all thanks to you, my loving mother-in-law. What are you going on about this time? What do you mean you made up your mind? Oh, nothing. You'll see soon enough. Look forward to it. I'm not sure I appreciate your tone. No matter. If you would also like to be celebrated like Thomas's wonderful wife, try having a child or two. Her little boy is the most adorable thing you've ever seen. Speaking of which, you didn't forget to get tested, did you? Of course not. I stopped by the doctor's just like I promised. I had all the tests done. I am perfectly healthy and everything is in proper working order. I hadn't given it any thought, but it's kind of nice to know, now that it's done. Is that so? I must admit I had my doubts. I'd like to personally see the results myself, to be honest. However, if that's the case, then you can finally start on your journey to motherhood. We'll be back shortly. Do finish up eating before we get back. Oh, and it shouldn't need to be said, but make sure to clean up after yourself. Lastly, we were in a hurry to enjoy some time outside, so there are a few more dishes that need cleaning. Be a dear and wash them with yours. I'd love to, but actually, I already left. I'm heading home already, so I'm afraid you'll have to do your own dishes. You left? Why? You could have at least greeted Thomas's family. Quite rude of you. Well, think about it. Today is a day for celebration. The whole point was to get together for Tom's wife, right? A childless wife like me would just be in the way. You all just enjoy your time as a family. Is that so? That certainly is the case. However, we had no intention of alienating you. Well, if you insist, I suppose it can't be helped. Also, I think James was saying something about staying over. I'd appreciate it if you can take care of him for me. It's not often we get to enjoy a 3-day weekend, and I'm sure he wants to relax. Tell him not to mind me and to take it easy. My, aren't you being sweet all of a sudden? Well, that is the proper attitude a wife should take to begin with, I suppose. Very well. James will be staying here, then. Make sure at least the house is clean for when he returns. I got it. The place will be spotless. James won't even recognize it when he gets back. Tell him to take it easy and enjoy his break. You! What have you done? What is the meaning of this? James arrived home only to be greeted by this atrocious scene. He called me, panicking. I scarcely believed him, but after seeing it with my own eyes. He also told me you haven't been home since yesterday. Where have you been this whole time, and what have you been doing? Explain yourself. Yeah. First, why isn't James the one contacting me about our home? Why is it you're the one asking me about it? Is he too scared? Do you think he has time to talk to you? He's trying to get this disaster under control. He's going to be here forever with this mess. He's been at it this whole time and isn't making any headway. You mean he's actually cleaning? Wow. I honestly didn't think he was capable. I'm impressed. What are you talking about? I won't have you speak of my son like he's some kind of invalid. That doesn't matter. We need to do something about this disgusting house. Civil people can't live like this. It's obscene. What am I talking about? I guess you don't know about how we split the chores. That man can't even be bothered to carry his laundry to the laundry room. Taking the dishes to the sink is too much of a chore for him, too. All he does at home is lay on the couch and play video games. I'm not even exaggerating about being surprised. I honestly thought something was broken in his brain or something. He shouldn't have to. Keeping the house in a presentable manner is the wife's responsibility. It's only natural for you to take care of such tasks. It's time you listen to me. I may be a wife, but I'm not a housewife. I work just as much as he does. He can clean a plate. What nonsense are you spouting now? I didn't ask for justification. It's the wife's obligation to take care of the home. That is how it has always been and how it must be. And that's how useless husbands are made. You're the reason James can't even wipe the counter. It's all making sense now. That way of thinking made him the man-child he is today. Since when have you developed such a foul attitude? Forget it. Enough of this. I will no longer engage in this game you're playing. Just get back here and start cleaning already. You're the one who made this mess, aren't you? I have no idea what you're talking about. I made sure to clean the whole place thoroughly. Just like you told me. The problem was too much waste. We need to cut back. Get rid of needless expenses. What? You've gone mad. This house looks like it's been burgled. There isn't a single place in the house that a sane person could declare clean. For example, you know how expensive dry cleaning is, right? It's a waste to send suits to the cleaners, so I just put them all in the washing machine. You can't put them in the washing machine! You'll destroy their shape! You'll never get wrinkles out after that. They're ruined! Oh, and I tried making some nice cheap soup. Can't have the good stuff until we have a kid, right? But I also had the bath running. I thought James would like to relax once he got back. And it was just about to overflow. Once I noticed, I ran to stop it, of course. But I ended up slipping. That's why the whole bathtub is full of soup. What? Why would you carry the soup to the bath in the first place? This is a madhouse. I can't even grasp what you're trying to say. Are you no longer capable of speaking coherently? Have you lost your mind? I did remember to put the laundry out to dry, though. Little did I know that today's forecast was torrential downpour, though. Don't you just hate how heavy soaking clothing is? They take forever to dry, too. Oh, and... Stop! Wait. Don't tell me there's more. I have had quite enough of your antics for one day. I may not have children, but I pride myself on taking care of the house after all. After thinking long and hard on where we can make cutbacks, the answer was staring me right in the face. I unplugged the fridge. It's a real energy guzzler. This is going to lead to some huge savings. Stop fooling around. This is serious. What have you done to this place? What is the meaning of all this? Whatever do you mean? I just finally took your advice to heart. Start small and work your way up. If we want children, we have to make cutbacks. I didn't mean like this, you fool! You can't possibly believe that any of this is reasonable. Oh, just you wait. If you can't see the reason in it, don't worry. We're just getting started. What do you mean? I will not play these games with you any longer. Oh, don't say that. I left a special present. For my 2 favorite people. Present? I'm sure you mean punishment. Well, out with it. What more wickedness could you have possibly worked? Oh, the house must have been too messed up to notice. It's attached to the fridge, under the smiley face magnet. It's divorce papers. Divorce papers? What is the meaning of this? Why did you get divorce papers? Gee, let me think about it. I have a husband who refuses to stand up for his wife, a mother-in-law from the 1600s who sees women as nothing more than baby-making machines, and a father-in-law who can't be bothered to knock some sense into the other 2. You've treated me like a failure just because I haven't had a child yet, and I have had it with all of you. Of course! What other word is there to describe a wife that won't have children than a failure? What value does a wife who won't make children have? Unfortunately, there is nothing I can do about that. What do you mean, nothing you can do? Oh, did I forget to mention? This is really just the icing on the cake, but James is shooting blanks. What? He went with me for the fertility testing. You should have seen the look on his face when the doctor said he couldn't have kids. I almost felt bad for him for a second. No, this can't be. There must be some kind of mistake. There's no way my child is. Oh, it's all true. And what do you think is the first thing he said to me when he found out he was sterile? He looked right in my eyes and asked me to tell you that it was me. I've been through a lot with you people, and I think my skin is a layer thicker than most because of it. But even I was stupefied after hearing that. He had absolutely no reservations with putting his wife on the chopping block. Also, Mommy wouldn't think so poorly of him. Wait. Stop. This is James we're talking about. That just can't be. Yeah, I'd say I'm sorry to tell you, but we both know that'd be a lie. So, like I said, no matter how much I try, it's not going to change anything. No, it can't be. You're lying, you snake. I'm sure you are the real reason. It's you who can't have children. Listen, lady, I've had enough of you already. But I'd be happy to bring you to the doctors if you would like. We'll bring James too, of course. You can hear it straight from the doctor's mouth. I think you could use a dose of reality. Wait, fine. I will for now assume that what you are saying is true. Even still, are you saying you intend to abandon your husband? I mean, yes, certainly children are a blessing, but a husband and wife is more than just children. The 2 of you can live your lives together, supporting one another. Didn't you swear to stay together in sickness and health? Till death do you part? Wow, that's so strange. I could have sworn one of the many pearls of wisdom you gave me was something about the whole point of marriage was to make kids. Do you mean to say there was some recent event that managed to change your life philosophy in such a short time? Yes, all right. Fine, I may have said something of the sort. However, at that time, I couldn't imagine that James would have been the cause. Yeah, I'm sorry for you. I really am. But you know, I had my hopes and dreams too. I wanted children. I wanted lovely in-laws that were kind and caring. I wanted a husband who would support me and protect me. Who would stand beside me, not behind me. You're being rash, dear. Think about this for a moment. You must realize being a divorcee looks bad. Even without children, you can still have a life together. There is so much to do, so much to experience as a couple. Once you get divorced, it will be too late for regrets. Please, what are you talking about? Half the people our age are divorced. It's not a scarlet letter anymore. And even if it was, as far as shame goes, divorce is nothing compared to being that man's wife. Watch your mouth. I won't tolerate you insulting my son. I don't really care what you tolerate or not. Just have him sign the papers. Or else I'll go around telling everyone what a witch you are. I wonder what your snooty neighbors would say if they knew about all this. I'm cutting you people out of my life, so it doesn't matter to me. Wait, that's not necessary. I understand. You needn't do anything rash. Don't be scared. I'm really grateful for all your advice, you know. Especially the cutting back part. Thanks to you, I am about to cut the biggest expense in my life. Your son! Works out perfectly, don't you think? No, you can't be divorced. I won't stand for it. We have Thomas's family. We don't need any more grandchildren. Just please reconsider the divorce. I don't think so. A monster mother-in-law who can't stop babying her son. And a mama's boy who's petrified to even speak up for himself. I wouldn't wish you two on my worst enemy. So with that, I'd like to make a return. He's all yours. Monster mom-in-law! Monster is about the nicest word I can come up with for you. Trash mom, garbage mom. I have some others if you prefer 4-letter words. Maybe you just never got the memo, but it's the 21st century. Picking on your daughter-in-law isn't in vogue anymore. I have never once picked on you. Everything I have said or done was in the best interest of my son and his family. You're just trying to rouse sympathy by playing the victim. Wow. I have to say, your lack of self-awareness is actually kinda impressive. Well, let's see if we can't jog your memory a bit. You said dinner the other night was to celebrate Tom's wife's pregnancy. But when I got to the house, I noticed the number of dirty dishes didn't add up. That got me thinking. A properly cooked filet mignon is pretty rare in the center. Is that really okay for a pregnant woman to be eating? Of course, she didn't eat it, did she? It can't be helped. She had to avoid that kind of food for the baby. Sure, it's for the baby. One little problem with that logic, though. If she was the person of honor, wouldn't it make sense to serve, I don't know, food she could actually eat? Well, that's... Sure, in hindsight, perhaps it wasn't the wisest choice. You know, if you keep harassing her like you do, you're going to lose her too. I'm done with you all, so I'm saying this to you and Tom both. Seems like she's still putting up with your behavior now, but you never know when a woman will snap. Make sure she doesn't turn out like me. Wives need to know their place. I will not be lectured by a childless woman who intends to abandon her husband in his time of need. Not like your son was going to fix that problem. I'm not going to be your daughter-in-law anymore anyway. So say whatever you want. I'm free. My only regret is not standing up to you sooner. You cannot do this. Listen, everything is fine. Things got slightly out of hand. Just come back home and all will be forgiven. None of my stuff is there anymore. There is no place for me there either. Good luck with the cleanup, though. So long, witch. Wait, this is not over. I will not acknowledge this divorce. Hey, are you listening? Answer me. We are not finished here. I had already predicted James and his mom would come hunt me down, so I stayed in a hotel near my company for a few days. Not having to deal with him made it feel like a vacation. Surprisingly, it seems they paid my parents a visit too. Of course, my parents were less than welcoming. Neither of them could stand up to my dad, and they ran with their tails between their legs. A few days later, James signed the divorce papers and sent them to my parents' place. After that, James messaged me every day, begging for me to come back. Once I submitted the papers, I blocked the whole family. I found a new place and am happily living on my own. I started a collection of all the flashy plants that James hated. I make sure to give them lots of love every day. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and subscribe to see more content.